Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the new year episode of Collective Consciousness. My name is Tiny, and I'm your host, and I'm so happy that you are here. Happy New Year, everyone. We made it through 2020. Oh my gosh. Here on Collective Consciousness, we focus on expanding your consciousness. So typically for January and New Year's, everyone is always setting their New Year's resolution. Well, today we're going to break down how to set goals. But before we begin, I have actually a super special guest for today's show. Before we begin, I need you to take 1 second, smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, and be sure to leave comments. I so look forward to seeing what y'all have to say, and I like this to be interactive. So if you have opinions, comments, if you want to share your goal setting, please put that down in the comments for us. All right, here we go. I would like to introduce you guys to our special guest, Vic Smith. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, 2021. Let's get it going.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm so glad 2020 is actually over now. I feel like it took forever for us to get here, huh?
2020 was a long year. It felt like 10 years into one. It's been incredible. It's been awful, but it's been incredible at how compressed everything has been. It's anybody that survived this year, kudos to you. Mad love.
Right, absolutely. So everyone, I wanted to introduce you here to Vic Smith. He is a musical artist. Actually, I'm going to let him tell you guys a little bit more about himself. Go ahead, Vic.
My name is Vic Smith. I am an artist from Las Vegas, or actually from Michigan, but by way of Las Vegas. I am on a label called FCC Full Circle Core Music Group. And just recently, I dropped my project, Mamie Lewis, which is out on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, every major streaming platform. And to kind of tie into the beginning, I'm not just an artist. To be more in depth, I'm an engineer, producer, writer, and MC as well.
Awesome. By the way, I just want to say that his album, Mamie Lewis, is fantastic. So we're going to put the links down below. He is streaming on all platforms. You can check him out on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, whatever your heart of title,
Deezer,
whatever your heart desires.
How at my Deezer people.
Deezer, that's new.
It is, and it isn't, but it is.
Okay, so on today's show, we're going to be talking about how to set goals. So everyone is always about their New Year's resolution, but why do New Year's resolutions normally not stick? It's typically because people aren't setting the right kind of goals. So before we get into how to do it, let's talk to Vic first about how he sets goals. So Vic, tell me a little bit about your goal setting and like what your next goal in your career is.
Just over the years, I've learned for just goals in general to first make sure it's an obtainable goal. I guess random, non-specific, just thing that I just blurt out. So more so, I kind of take my time with setting goals. I'm patient with myself. I try to do as much research as possible and set the obtainable goal and set up a strategy and a structure and for steps to get there.
Absolutely. So in your music career, what is your next major goal?
Honestly, my next major goal, it would probably be to start the touring soon. But within that, I have to build up a bigger fan base, have to really polish up my brand more and just cross my T's, dot my I's. I've been working on the clothing line, not necessarily clothing line, but rebranding the Vic Smith t-shirts and just the brand in general. So I've just been sitting back, like I said, doing a lot of research, just meticulously going through everything and making sure that everything is as good as possible. And then I'm planning to kind of come out next year with a bang for sure.
That's awesome. And when you say next year, do you mean 2022?
That's a good point. Actually, yes, 2022. I like that a heck of a lot better than 2021. 2022 for sure.
Absolutely. I love that. And How often do you set goals for yourself?
Um, I try to set small goals weekly, just certain things like finishing up a beat or learning a certain skill, just to keep my brain going and to keep, I guess, me happy, just because I can't just sit around and do anything, like just do nothing. I have to be productive in some type of way. So if it's like learning a new skill on Da Vinci or reading my music business book, just maybe reading 20 pages in a week or anything like that. So like small goals to kind of set myself up to achieve and feel better about myself and go forward with the bigger and the better goals. Well, bigger, I won't necessarily say better.
That's awesome. So when you do achieve your goals, do you like have a reward system or anything for yourself?
I probably should adopt one, but I don't really have one, mainly because accomplishing the goal for me, I believe, is enough. Just knowing that I did it, knowing that I stayed disciplined, knowing that I stayed committed, it's a hell of a journey for me, and doing that gives me more confidence again to just move forward. So now thinking about it, I probably should implement a reward system just because I think I do deserve it, but we'll see how that goes moving forward.
Absolutely. Of course you deserve it. In last week's episode, I was talking about how to like minimize anxiety and fear. And one of the things was like celebrate small wins. And so I try to treat myself whenever I feel necessary. So if I finish a to-do list, or if I accomplish a goal or something like that, then I'm going to treat myself. Usually it's food, but that's my business. Huh?
I feel that. I like sweet. I like baked goods. So I'm in that same category with you.
Yeah, get you like a cinnamon roll or something, you know? I have another question for you. Have you ever heard of SMAC goals? Do you know what that is?
No, actually, reading the email you sent, that was the first time I heard about it. And I was going to research it, but I was like, nah, I think I'm going to let her elaborate on that because I kind of want to learn something today. So,
yeah, let's do it. Okay, so SMAC goals, it's an acronym. So it stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A
okay.
stands for attainable, and C stands for challenging. So basically with SMAC goals, when you set a goal, they should hit each one of those categories in order for it to be a fully well-rounded goal. Because you could say, let's say, for example, I want to lose weight. That's very general. It's not really specific. It's not really measurable. You don't how much weight and how much time,
Right.
It's attainable for sure, but is it challenging? I don't know, because you could lose 2 pounds or you could lose 150 pounds. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Depending
Definitely.
on the person, right?
Definitely.
So in order to make a goal that is challenging and attainable, you also have to make it specific and measurable as well. Does that make sense?
Much like manifestations.
Yes, very much like manifestations. You can use this for both goal settings, or if you want to bring something into this reality, use the same criteria and it'll get you there the same way, for sure. But I want to work on one of your goals. So you said by 2022, you want to be road tripping, right? You want to do a tour.
Yes.
Okay, so let's make that specific, measurable, attainable, and challenging. So let's be more specific. So you have to have a certain amount of fans or followers in order to create a tour, right?
Yes.
So how could we make that more specific in order to do that before you can hit your tour date?
To answer your question, though, we could break it down. So going on tour is not an easy goal by any means. So breaking it down would be more so finding ways and opportunities to make myself more popular or to get myself more exposure. So doing things like interviews. So, that is a good question. And how do we break that down? To make it more specific would just simply be to gain exposure.
Yeah, for sure. So we could say like
that's still pretty vague within itself, though.
I was going to say, you could say like throughout this year to gain more exposure, so that way in 2022 I can have enough of a following to go on tour. Is that
yeah, most definitely.
specific? Yeah, that's specific, because we said specifically, okay, we want to do this so that we can do this, right? It's measurable, because you said in 2021 we're going to do this, and then so by 2022 we can do this, right? So you put a time limit on it, and then of course it's attainable, and of course that's challenging, because that's what we're all here doing, is just trying to develop a bigger following, right? How hard is that? How much dedication does that take? How much work does that take? Both you and I know, you know what I mean? Putting in the work, posting every single day. Huh?
I said most definitely.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work to be an artist, an influencer, or anything that requires you to really do marketing. That's what it is. It's about marketing yourself. So do you feel like that's a pretty
Agreed.
smack goal?
Yes, I would say so. I would say so.
Okay, so you guys heard it here. In 2022, Vic Smith is going on tour. We got to hold him accountable, okay? You hear that? We're going to circle back in 2 years.
You can do that for sure.
Okay, perfect. If you could share anything that comes to like goal setting with your followers or with your fans, what would you share with them?
Most definitely be realistic and be far more patient than you originally thought that you had to. Because sometimes, though, you get your goal down, and it seems simple, it sometimes takes a lot longer. There are a lot more moving pieces than you could have ever expected. So stay focused, stay committed, be patient, and don't be too hard on yourself. And definitely enjoy the journey.
I love that. Enjoy the journey. And I would add just one more thing. Don't give up. Because when you want something, you get tested. You get tested along the way. And, you know, it gets a little hard sometimes, but do not give up.
Most definitely. I agree tenfold. Never give up.
So I want to change subjects real quick before I let you go. I want you to tell us a little bit more about your music. What are you working on right now?
As of right now, I've just been strictly working on production and releasing some treats from Mamie Lewis along the way. So everyone should definitely be on the lookout. Also, my handle on everything is at Vic Smith Music. Everywhere. Even VicSmithMusic.com. Come
on, lad. I'll put everything down in the comments down below. Please check out Vic Smith. He is a really dope artist. Super lyrical. Yes, I really enjoy your music. I don't even know how many times I've sent you me listening to your music, like, and sharing it with other people. I love it.
It's greatly appreciated for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so I do this thing
at the end of the show. Thank you for having me on, by the way.
Oh, of course. Of course. I appreciate, I see you doing big things, and I see you actually accomplishing some of your goals along the way. So I felt like this would be a perfect topic for us to discuss, for sure. I've known him. Vic and we met on set of a short film that never actually got released.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Oh my gosh. Was that like 2-3 years ago?
I think that was like 3 years ago. Oh, actually, wow, 4 years ago. It was 2017.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Time really does fly. Goodness. I would still love to see the ending of that short film. I think
I thought it was so good.
We'll see it sometime in the future, I'm sure.
But yeah, I've known Vic for, I guess, 4 years now. That's so crazy. Oh my God. I've seen how much you have accomplished and grown and doing a cross-country move. Like, I'm super proud of you. I'm so happy to have you on the show. Truly.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So before I go, I like to do this thing at the end of the show. I want you to do it with me, okay? It goes like this. Asè, and then Namaste. So we're going to do it together, okay? On the count of 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Asè and Namaste.
Namaste.
Yeah, yo, what it is, what it ain't. Why you act like it don't stink? I got gas in the tank. I go hard in the paint like I'm Leonardo. Tryna kill him slow, tryna touch his soul, tryna touch his soul. Feeding got my reasons, believe me, I'm seeing demons. This chaos got me screaming. This weekend I'm probably teeth and I'm gone. It ain't no secret, I'm gone.